Hello, welcome to another edition of the Freeform YouTube page shit. Whatever. Nobody watches us. Nobody loves us on YouTube. We only have 67 subscribers, but we gained like 50 this year. Lee just got his jaw stapled.
No, I'm just trying to say we've got as many people on our podcast as I've got teeth in my mouth.
No, our YouTube podcast, because we only have 67 subscribers, but that's pretty good. Because I didn't start promoting the YouTube page to like half this year, so and we were at 5 before I started promoting it, and I started adding content to it, and then I got a webcam. We could add more content to it. So
and before it was like, hello, welcome to the Freeform Rock podcast. See you next week.
It was like, no, you would be on there
for a couple of years.
You'd be on there doing
you said, hello, welcome to the Freeform Rock podcast. We've got Lee. How you doing, Lee? Fine. Okay, see you next week. And then you go, after a couple other years, you go, we've got a podcast about music, didn't you know? And I go, I didn't know. And you go, you're in the podcast. And I go, okay. And then that's when we start. I'm kidding.
I need to figure out how to put like that thing where they put subscribe, and have the handle. I don't know. I'm not a video genius. Some people do that when they're making videos and have a little finger saying subscribe to our YouTube
What you
channel.
might want to do is have a link when you put the podcast up. You put the link on your Freeform page and then you pin it. So then that way it becomes the first thing that people see when they go to the page, and you keep pinning it because, hey, if they're going to your page, it's like, let's say you go to the store that sells Levi's and you see advertisements for Levi's everywhere, but it's Levi's store. Of course, you're going to see advertisements for it. Same thing. You might as well promote what you do on your page because it's the Freeform page. Kind of like that.
Yeah, that's what I do with our latest podcast. I pin that to the top. I could make it as an announcement and just keep our latest episode up there.
Yeah, you could yeah. I never do much pinning of anything because I don't know why. I don't promote what I do much either. I'm like, screw them. Let them find me.
I know. I like stats. So I like seeing, oh, look, we got 50 downloads this week. Oh, look, 21 people watch this
video. I like that too. I just don't like doing promotion.
It's easy. You're not doing anything. What are you doing? Making sauce? What are you making?
I'm laying down on my bed. That takes work.
All right, man. Well, subscribe to our page. I'll do my own manual thing. You subscribe, hit that subscribe button down there. Freeform Rock Podcast, and check out the podcast on Podbean and Apple Podcasts. But there's
people listen to you more than me anyway.
Here's some questions I want to ask you, Lee. Inquiring minds want to know, and if they want to know, they need to come to our YouTube page and check it out. Why do you pick obscure albums to review?
Maybe the same reason why you pick popular albums, because you like them.
Oh, that makes sense. I thought you just wanted to say, hey, look, man, I know I have more musical knowledge than you.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like, why have me on a podcast if you don't get my knowledge? I mean, of course, it's like you can have any dumb shit as a co-host, and they're going to do the same shit that you like. I don't follow that trend. I've always been someone, even when I was a little kid, I used to go to school I was in second or third grade, and there's a song by the guy who did "They're Coming to Take Me Away," haha. But he
I
did
love
a
that
song.
song.
I live in a split level head. I live in a house. I live in a home. I live in the country. And I'm glad I live in a split level head. And it's weird as shit. And I played it for them in school. And I danced. And they went, "What the fuck is this?" And it's like, that was the teachers. They're supposed to know more than me. They didn't know shit. I was the weirdo.
You ever probably listen to Neil Diamond, "Sweet Caroline"?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. There were a bunch of fucking weirdo shit people who did that.
Well,
There
I
was
do like Neil Diamond now, but
huh?
I do like Neil Diamond now.
I don't hate him. We should do Taproot Manuscript. Yeah, but the whole thing is, I was the one who had the Monkees albums. The other kids said, "I only like the hits. I don't care about the rest of the albums." You're not like that. You're someone who's into the whole albums. You're not just into the hits, right? You're a good integrity guy, right? Fuck you. You know, just kidding about the fuck you, but I mean, it's like I had all the fucking albums, and nobody else had the albums. They only wanted to hear "Last Train to Clarksville" and the Monkees theme, and they didn't know the rest of the album. I know all of them. So that's why I do obscure stuff, because a lot of people are fucking idiots, and they don't fucking know shit, and they need to know albums, and I'm the one to teach them.
That's why I have you as a co-host, man. You teach me a lot too. Seriously.
But then you don't like some of them.
Yeah, but I like most of them.
Yeah, but you don't like all of them.
Well, I can't like all of them.
Well,
oh, he's gonna explode.
That's what you get when you get a bitch as your podcast host. You get someone who needs to have you like everything.
Fuck, you don't like everything I like.
No,
I don't like everything.
I do like everything, but some of what you do is nothing. So how can I like nothing? No, I whatever. No. It's okay if I don't like it. It's just not okay if you don't like it.
I know, it's funny. You gave me an album that you didn't really like just to mess with me. That was funny.
I'm still gonna keep doing it.
It's funny.
I mean, it's because it's a part of a science experiment. If the dog's gonna keep going to the food that's on the ding ding bell, give him more shit food and see if he responds the same. Because you don't actually search for shit. You only know stuff because it's there in front of you. If you were at a Chinese place and the only thing you recognize was spaghetti and meatballs, you would pick that.
You probably.
Or if you go to Chinatown, go, "We went to Walgreens in Chinatown. We are Chinese visitors."
I went to McDonald's in Canada.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But the thing is, I do like a lot of obscure stuff, and I pick it up, and I pick some obscure albums, and you go, "Oh, I didn't think you would like that," you know.
Well, that's beside the point. I'm better than you, and I know everything.
I'm not just vanilla. I go a little chocolate sometimes, a little raspberry, you know.
I am trying to make you look bad, even though you have some intelligence. Why can't you flow with it?
flow. All right,
No,
man.
the truth is, I'm surprised because there's one album, I'm not going to mention it, but there's one album you liked more than I did. And I was like, what the hell? So, hey, man, I like the fact that you are okay with doing albums. My beef isn't with you. My beef is with the majority of people who won't even take a chance and listen. Like if I go, what do you think? Is this song better or that song? And they go, I haven't even heard the other song, but I'm picking the one that I know because I like it. And then I go, well, why won't you listen to the one that you don't know? And they go, well, of course it's a stupid song, so why would I listen to it? So I'm like, that's the people who I'm mostly not cool with. I don't like, because there's a lot of stuff out there. Have you ever gone to record stores and you've seen albums from maybe the 70s or the 80s or whatever that were just $1 and you didn't know who the hell they were?
The cutouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I would buy a lot of that stuff because for me, I find that even if it's just $1, it's not that much. I mean, if someone only has $5 for the week, then of course they're not going to want to, you know, buy something that's going to take away from their food money. But if it's like if you've got $20 and you get paid in 2 days and you've got all the food you want, and you can buy at least $10 worth of records that you want, and they're 50 cents each, and you can get 20 albums for $10, and maybe 5 of them are awesome, maybe 5 of them suck, and the rest are okay. That's kind of like what I would do. I would go. They had a place in Berkeley, Amoeba, and sometimes I would get all the female singer-songwriters, whoever was a female, whoever that was, even if it was just the name of a lady. And in some cases, the name of the lady was the name of the group, and it ended up being guys. And there's a group that I actually got, that was the name of a lady, but the group was guys, but it was a good group. And I'm going to have us do a review of them later. But the thing is, I would get stuff from all these people because I had CDs and they were promotional copies that were like $1, maybe $2. But if you buy 3, you get the next one free. So if I got 60 CDs and they were all $1 each, I might only pay $45 for 60 CDs. That's unheard of in our economy now. Or if I went to the store where they had clearance stuff in this other store, they might have for 25 cents a CD. And if it's not well known, hey, if I bought 60 there, 25 cents each, let's say it would be maybe, well, with 50, well 25 cents each, that would be about like maybe $24 for 60, you know? And so it's like you get some good stuff sometimes. You get some crap, but you get some good stuff. But instead of paying $13 or $15 for the group you already know and that you've already got a copy of, you can get stuff that you haven't heard of, and it allows you to get this more education on music. And that's what I would do. I would get stuff that was not big name, but some of them are small names. And there's one time I actually got a whole bunch of stuff at the store that was 10 cents each. And then I actually tweeted all of the people I could find. And I told them that I bought their album and I liked it. And there were about 5 or 6 who responded to me, you know? And one of them was Maria McKee from Lone Justice.
I love her.
You know, she responded to me, man.
She's a great singer, man.
And so I might have actually given you the music to one of her CDs that's not on Spotify, but we could review it sometime. She said it was a good album, and you know what I mean? So
Cool. And you
that's
can
what
tweet
I'm
her.
trying to say.
Hey, you picked a lot of great albums, man, that I enjoyed. You know, like
Yeah,
99%. You have 1% that I'm like, oh, what the fuck you making me listening to? But
that's how a lot of people are. They're like, Lee, your track record is usually very good. You have stuff that once in a while is horrible, or we can't stand, but most of the time it's good. I'm not really trying to make a horrible thing. The only time that I might do that is if I want to get back at someone. But I mean, but most of the time, it's like I'm just trying to tweak the envelope, trying to push it a little bit further, so that someone gets a little more of an education of music that they might not ordinarily hear. And then once they hear it, maybe later they might go back to it, but at least I exposed it to them. If they don't go back to it, I want to at least let them be aware of it. That's something my dad told me. He said, even if you don't know, even if you don't like the people I introduce you to, at least if you know what type of people they are, you are aware of them.
I totally agree with that. That's something I do with the bands I know that people don't know, you know, but they're
Yeah.
more popular bands, but some people don't know them. It's like the kids at work. I go, you're listening to all this crap. Why don't you try, you know, even though you don't like Def Leppard, I give them Def Leppard, I give them like
Okay.
Rush, I give them different types of music they never heard. They come back to me and goes, well, I didn't like that, but I like that one. You know, it makes me feel good when people actually listen to something. That's why when you
Yeah.
send me stuff, I fucking listen to it because I do the same thing with other people.
Yeah. And with a group that I won't mention them, but that you said that we'll do later. Um, I'm like, holy hell, thank you. I mean, without saying what I might think of them, you know, they're obscure, and I'm like, man, this is good. Thank you for turning me on to this. So I'm going to be happy to do the review because it's a group that I um regardless of what I think of each song, I'm still going to be happy to do the review because the person who did the group is someone who I was hoping had done a group, and I didn't know that they did their own group. And that's all I want to say.
That's cool, man. So let's end this video right now. We don't want to make these YouTube videos too long. And
Yeah.
Check out our Freeform Rock. Check out our Freeform Rock podcast on Podbean and Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube video. And Lee, you need to say goodbye, brother.
Goodbye, brother.